You're above your circumstance. I don't know what you are facing right now in your whole life, but what I do know is that you're above that. What I don't know is what you're going through, but what I do know is that you're going to get through. I'm going to give you a quick story. So there's a story in the Bible called the Parable of Talents. So I'm going to go over this parable. So there's this master, right? And so what this master does, he goes to 3 of his slaves. And so here, he goes to the first one and says, "Slave, you over there. I'm giving you 5 talents. Then he goes to the second slave. "Is that you? Yeah, that guy. I'm giving you 3. Then he goes to the last one. He's saying, "You, I'm giving you 1 talent." All right, so the master, gave each slave their talent, each according to their own ability, and he left. So as he leaves, the slaves are still there, and now the slaves have their chance. Now they have their talents. Now it's the time to work. And so the slaves did. That's what they started doing. The slave with the 5 talents started working diligently, faithfully towards what the master gave him. The same for the slave with the 3. But the interesting thing about this story is that the slave with the 1 did something different. The slave with the 1 talent did not work, did not try and multiply what was given to him. Instead, what he did was he began to bury the talent that was given to him. So he buried it. He got his shovel and boom, threw down his talent and started to bury it. And dug it all up. So there it was. His talent was on the ground, waiting for the master to come, while the slave with the 5 and the slave with the 3, they were still working consistently and diligently towards what they were given. And so the story ends like this. The master comes back and he goes to the slaves with the 5 and the 3 and says, "Oh, you faithful servant." Oh, how grateful that master was that the slave with the 5 multiplied the talents to 10, and the slave with the 3 multiplied it to 6. But there was something about when he went to the slave to the 1 talent. So the master goes to the slave with the 1 talent, and the slave has nothing to give. The slave is like, "Master, I dug up what you gave me, so here it is, exactly what you brought me." And master, furious at this situation, how he had 2 slaves that could multiply the talents that he gave, and he goes to one of the slaves that did nothing with what was given to him. The slave is cast out. So you might be saying, how does this relate to my life? Well, first, in the first part of the story, you got to understand that the master chose what the servants were going to have. The servants had no choice to how many talents they were going to get. See, I'll be the slave with the 5. If the master told me, "Hey, you got 5 talents," I could have been like, nah, not 5. Give me 10. I'm better than 5. Come on, master. What do you think? I'm some chump? Give me 10. No. And the master, when he went to the slave with the 1 talent, the slave with the 1 talent didn't say, "Hey, 1 talent, master, you sure? It might be a little too much. I'm gonna go sleep, okay? I'll talk to you later, okay?" You see, that didn't happen either. And the same goes with your circumstance. You don't have a choice to what circumstances come your way. But what you can choose is how you think about it. What you can choose is what you do about it. You see, you might be poverty-stricken. You might be depressed. You might have anxiety. You might not do good in your classes. You might not be doing good in your job. But it doesn't stop there. It's not what circumstance that you're being faced with. What it is what are you doing about it? We all go through circumstances, some more than others. But some people can give up, and some people can push through. And I know if you watch this video up until now, I know you're pushing through. I know you're going to be above every circumstance that comes your way. But you got to be hungry, and you got to know that you are going to get through this.